100% ready.
Okay.
Ja.
Gut. Ziehst du uns ein?
Ja. Kannst anfangen.
All right, Arjen, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. It's a live Facebook Q&A. We've asked users to send in some questions, and we've got literally thousands of posts here. And a lot of questions are about the fact that you, of course, recently extended your contract. You mentioned that when you came to Bayern Munich, you didn't imagine you would stay so long. You'd been at a couple other clubs for 2 or 3 years. So tell us, why have you been here for so long, and why have you decided to stay even longer?
Yeah, it's just, I think, very easy to answer because we feel at home. My family feels at home here in Munich, in the city here, in the area. Family life is good, but I think even more important, I feel very good at this club. I'm very proud to be part of a team. That's over the last few years is one of the best teams in the world, I think. Also one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I think that says it all.
Is there anything in Munich that you can't live without anymore, that you discovered when you came here? It can be food or the mountains or anything that's become a part of the Robben life?
I don't know. I think nothing specific, but I think just everything in general, you know. I think you mentioned it already, the mountains. I mean, the area here around to live, I think, is especially also with kids, is very beautiful, and all the facilities are good. Kids are in a very good school. You know, all these kind of things, and but I mean, what I said before is like, I'm here because I want to play football here. You know, that's the reason we are here. So I think when that's all good, then like now you stay for a very long period, and then when it's all finished, we can go back home and back to the family.
Is that the plan, to go?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because that's the only thing you cannot take with you, and that's your family, your friends. Both our families, me and my wife's, they live all in the north of Holland. So I think. How beautiful it is, and what, I don't know, you can have a lot of good things in a city or a place where you live, but I think the most important thing is the people around you.
You mentioned that, of course, the biggest reason for you to be here is the football and the fact that it's one of the biggest clubs in the world. We have a lot of foreign users asking us, why is Bayern so critical of itself? You've had 3 games in 2017, 7 points in the Bundesliga. You're in the Champions League. Yesterday you progressed to the Cup quarter-final. Is it a part, I mean, it is a part of Bayern Munich. We know that, to be critical, to always want to have the best, but do you need to have that to be successful?
Yeah, you need it to be, of course you need it to be successful. You always have to be critical, I think, and always you have to try to improve your game. But I think in this period, I think we are aware that the goals we want to achieve is not these first 4 games, you know. We want to achieve more. We want to win prizes, titles, and also we want to reach far in the Champions League. And then we know that that we have to step up. We have to improve our game because in 1 week Arsenal's coming, and that's going to be a different level again.
So, speaking of Arsenal, what can we expect there? You know them very well. You've played them plenty of times in the last couple of years. What kind of a game are you looking forward to there?
It's going to be a tight game because what I said, Arsenal is a very strong team, and I think. In my opinion, I don't know, all the games we faced them, I think maybe this one is going to be the most difficult one because of them, because they developed and I think they're very strong this year. So it's going to be a big challenge, and we have to be ready.
So a couple or loads more questions came in about you specifically. You've just extended your contract another 1.5 years. A lot of people want to know why the 1.5 years. Do you have specific goals that you want to achieve apart from the obvious one, winning everything? And what do you have for plans afterwards? Do you think that far ahead? Do you want to be a coach at some point? People are very interested in what's going on and what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I think in football, I think you must not look too far ahead in the future. I'm living in the moment, and I'm enjoying my football now. And for me, the only thing is to stay healthy, stay fit, and trying to help the team, to win titles. And it's all about this season, this 4 months that are left, the decisive months always. So that's the only thing that's in my mind. And then of course I extend my contract. So I have 1 year left, but that's for after the summer, the summer break, and then we start all over again. But at the moment, I'm only focused on the next game.
So I have a good user question here by Sandip, who wants to know, would you consider climbing Mount Everest if Bayern Munich wins the Champions League? Now, I know that's a bit far-fetched, but do you have any sporting goals that you'd like to do after your career? Maybe not climb Everest, but you're a very athletic person. Are there things that you want to do in sports apart from football?
Yeah, it's actually a good question. Yeah, that's I like sports a lot, so I will definitely continue to be active and maybe not football. When the football career is finished, I think football will be on the side, and I will do other things. I like a lot of things. I like to play tennis, but we already said with the family because the risk of injury is a little bit big. But skiing is something we want to do straight away when the career is finished. But I don't know. Maybe because if you have like big goals, like you can talk about like running a marathon or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm sportive. I like other sports, so I will definitely do something.
A couple of days ago, there was the Super Bowl, which of course is the biggest sports event in the world. First of all, are you interested specifically in other sports as a TV consumer? And also I'm interested, do you ever look at other sports to draw something for your career, the way people or other athletes prepare for a game or after a game, or mental attitudes that people have towards their game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you can always learn from other sports people, the way they handle their sports, what they do, the way they live, but also character-wise. I think that's the most important thing in sports. Physically and I don't know, technically, just how you play your game. That's just something. But I think the mental thing at this high level, I think, is even more important. So I think you can learn from other people, and of course sometimes you're just spectator, and sometimes you're watching like a big fan of other sports people. But yeah, it is quite interesting. Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by golf. I just think the level of concentration is so amazing over 3 or 4 days. Is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah, I'm not at the moment not so into golf, but yeah, you've got so many different kind of sports. Everything has his own, I don't know, his own charm, and yeah, all the people, they deserve a lot of credit.
Going back to football, there's a lot of fans who want to know if you have a favorite football player, a favorite winger that you like to watch. Is there anyone that you would have really liked to play with in your career that you haven't? Or do you have a favorite player? Do you have an opinion who the best player of all time is, for instance, things like that?
Yeah, for me that's very easy. For me, I still love watching. I mean, maybe it's cliche, but for me, Messi at the moment and over the last few years, he's just the best player there is at the moment, the best player in the world for me. And I really love watching him, and yeah, the way he plays football is just another level.
Maybe some charity games at some point in the future. I don't think you're probably not going to transfer to Barcelona anytime soon.
You never know. No.
So who's the quickest, who's the fastest player in the Bayern team? Camogilo wants to know. Do you ever race? I mean, I know that it's
we never have a race actually, but I think it's also different. You've got some guys who are quick with the ball and some guys who are quick without the ball. But just for if you're going for a sprint, I think we've got some good candidates, and I think definitely Coman, Costa, they will be up there, the two of them, and yeah, maybe these two.
Who is the toughest player, or one of the toughest players that you ever encountered?
Well, you've got a lot of good defenders, but I'm never looking in it in that way, because I always see opportunities, I always see chances, and I'm always very confident that any player that I face, I can beat him, or play a good game against him. But I think it's all a matter of even more like the team tactics, because sometimes as an attacking player, if you face like 2 or 3 defenders in front of you, that's even more difficult. But in a 1-against-1, everybody can come.
That's a good point, because I've got a couple of questions here. They say it's not so much a question but a request. Can you please score a curly against Arsenal? And how difficult is that against Arsenal, do you think? Or does it not really matter for you who the opponent is?
No, I like the challenge. I always like to play against the best teams, and these are the kind of games, you know, you live for, you train for, you work for. Yeah, you have to just give everything you have, but I think also enjoy it. You know, I like these kind of games.
Now you are one of the biggest stars in this game, and we have user questions always really about what do you tell young players? What do you have to do? What does it take to be a great player? Talent aside.
Yeah, but I think the most important thing is that young children, you know, they just enjoy their game, because I'm also like, you know, my son starts playing as well now. He's now 8, and sometimes if I have time, I always like to watch him. But then what I see sometimes, you know, other teams, other coaches, other mainly parents, I think it's very important the way that they treat the little guys, you know. Let them play, let them enjoy their game, and don't put pressure on them. Don't, you know, sometimes, yeah, I see some very, very bad things, and people don't realize, I think, what they can do, how it affects the little boys. Because I think you can already, little children of 8, 9 years old, I think you can already destroy them by the way they treat them, and the way they push them, or being already very critical, you know. Just let them enjoy the game, because I'm 100% sure that if there is a talent and you let them just enjoy this game, the talent will come. It will come with age, and training is good, but as long as they enjoy it.
So we just now had a user question in, do you want your son to become a professional player? I assume the answer is if he wants to.
Yeah, if he wants to, really, yeah. If he likes football, you know, I've got 2 boys. They like playing football at the moment, but if he comes to me today or tomorrow and he says, Dad, I don't want to play anymore, I want to do something else, I say, go ahead. It's your choice. I mean, children and they have to decide for themselves, and of course I like watching them play football, you know, but I want them to be happy, and if it's with another kind of sports or without sports, I mean, I think it's important for kids to move, you know, to run around, but they have to decide.
So we just have a couple more questions. A couple of users asked what the best goal you've ever scored is. We all know what the most important goal you ever scored is, and I thought that Kelvin had a good question. He says he's been watching your Champions League winning goal again, and he said, did you want to place that ball, you have to be honest now, did you want to place that ball exactly where it was, because it was such a difficult ball to take? Mm-hmm. And describe how that feeling was. It's the pivotal moment in your career.
Yeah, well, I mean, you always didn't want it to go that way. The only thing I wanted is, I already said, it was my first reaction. The first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to go past him. Mm-hmm. But because he moved with me, I just had to react quickly, and I wanted to place it in the other corner because he was going the other way, you know, so he couldn't get back anymore. And but the way it went in, I think, was beautiful, because it was quite slow, and you can see it rolling in very slow, but it was just a matter of, you know, handling quick, and it was a quick thought, like changing very quickly, like going past him. He went with me, and I just had to put it quickly in the other corner, and the way it went in was, of course, was very nice.
Best 2 seconds in your life.
Yeah, it was quick, but good.
All right, just one more question, going back to sports, and a current question is, what do you think are the chances of Bayern Munich to actually do really well this season? You've had ups and downs, you've had very good performances against Leipzig, for instance, when it really mattered. So do you think Bayern can really reach the level and consistently reach the level to do very well? Yeah. How hopeful are you? Yeah,
well, I mean, hopeful, of course, but we always have to be realistic, and I think the way we played the first 4 games, I think, is not the level we want to play at. And it's only 1 week left, but I always also gain a lot of confidence because of the reason you just said. Normally, if it really matters, then normally Bayern is always there, and so I've got confidence, you know, because we have the quality in the team, but we still have to step our game.
Well, I hope you achieve that. I hope you are very successful. I hope you keep extending your contract at Bayern Munich for many more years, and then we'll do many more Q&As here in future. Thank you very much, Arjen. Thanks.
Right. Goed. Machen we nog 2